Good evening, you guys. Good evening. And I apologize for being a few minutes late. Good evening. As you're coming in, come up close. We're going to talk about something interesting. Did you bring your tea? I've got my tea. But I changed my mind. So I mixed strawberry hibiscus and raspberry hibiscus together. Tasty. Just absolutely tasty. But welcome in. It took me a little extra time. I've got to have surgery on my eye on the 21st. And so all week I've been looking like the pirate off of I have been looking like the pirate off of Long John Silver's because I've had a patch over my eye. And these drops that they're putting in my eyes until the 21st. And then they're going to, I don't have cataracts, but they're going to relieve the pressure that's in my right eye. And so until then. But you know how have you ever had a patch on and it leaves that little welt looking thing across your face? That's what I was trying to get rid of, okay? But tonight we're gonna talk about it's that time. And that time is it's cuffing season. It is cuffing season. That season of a temporary, short-term relationship. It's starting to get, September will start fall, right? And they always equate cuffing season to sports, a game. And right now, August 1 through August 31st is considered scouting. And you know what they do when they scout. They go to the different schools. You know, we just had the Olympics and, you know, just all of those things. They go and they pick out that person that they think might do the job, right? That might do the job. Well, that's where we are right now. And if you are noticing an increase in attention that you had not had all summer, it's because that's what cuffing season is that they are trying to lock down that person that they can cuddle with during the cold season. Have you noticed that? But I have a quote for you, and I'd love for you to remember this. It says, "The thing is, when I wanted you, you didn't want me. Now that you want me, I don't want you." I guess neither one of us got what we actually wanted. Good evening, Gloria. Good evening. We're talking about cuffing season. We are in cuffing season. We are in, Chris, welcome. We are in scouting. August 1 through the 31st is scouting. And people are trying to line up and get persons in place for the fall and winter. And the quote that I had is, have you ever noticed that when it's summertime and it's sundress season, And the person that you were interested in was not interested in you. But now that we're putting back on our clothes and the season is changing, they want that place that is going to be warm and snuggly and there's food and they don't have to worry about it. And so that's the reason why this quote is, and the quote is, "The thing is, when I wanted you, you didn't want me. Now that you want me, I don't want you." And I guess neither one of us got what we actually wanted. Love you, bye. Yeah, love you, bye. Cuffing season happens every year. And we have those, what is called, and listen, now I'm going to say it slowly so you can hear me. Hobo, you know, like on the train, you know, they had the hobos, hobosexuals. No one falls in love quicker than someone without a place to lay their head, or neither lingers longer than a tax leech. You know, when your income tax comes around, that person stays there with you until you get your income tax. I know it's some terms that you have not heard Miss Donna talk about, but it's real. And you need to be aware. As I was saying, as the weather changes and gets colder and days get shorter, consequently, it is getting darker, and persons are looking for comfort in lots of ways. And what is meant by cuffing? Cuffing is a term that is based on the idea of being handcuffed. So I'm handcuffed to you. Or tied down to one partner. But remember, in the summer, they didn't have time for you, and it was fair game. As how many can you interact with? And during the colder months, persons get into relationships even though they ordinarily would not be interested in a commitment. So this is what I was saying. This is a short-term relationship. So you need to be mindful and looking. This is just a short-term relationship. Relationships formed during this is so-called cuffing season are usually short-term in nature and end once spring rolls around. Cuffing can be as simple as consistently hooking up with someone you know is not going to be a long-term partner. Sometimes even going below what your typical standards might be in the summer. Not to say a cuff can never turn into something long-term. It's not to say that at all. But typically, how are you, Annette? How are you? Welcome. We're talking about cuffing season. And we're in the midst of scouting. August 1 through August 31st is scouting season. Some people that you were interested in showed you no interest all summer. But now, as the season goes on, now when we're starting to go towards fall and winter, now they might look at you. And that's what we're talking about tonight, is cuffing season and rejection. You know, I've said over and over again, you think love found you, Gloria? I won't ask you, but what I will say is, do you have your standards in place? Do you have your boundaries in place before you think it is indeed love found you? Just making sure you are 4 months in. Okay. All right. I will never say. Only you can answer that question. Vivian, hey, sweetie, how are you? It's so good to see you. Welcome. Vivian, you know what I'm doing at this time of the year? It's cuffing season, so let's talk about it. You know, we have to be mindful, because they come with new fangled things. It has not yet found you. Hey there, Hope. How are you? Welcome in. As I was saying, and just doing, I'll slow down. You know what? I thought I was late because, and I'll share with you ladies again, I'm going to have surgery on my eye, right? And so all this week I've had to put in a different medicine that's supposed to bring the pressure down in my eye until I have surgery on the 21st. So all week I've looked like the pirate off of Long John Silver's, and then I had this welt where the patch went. So anyway, so I was a few minutes late. But I just know that I didn't want to let too many days pass. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. But we were talking about cuffing. Cuffing can be as simple as consistently hooking up with someone you know is not going to be a long-term partner. Sometimes going below your typical standards might be in the summer. Not to say that cuffing can never turn into a long-term, but typically it does not. It looks like an usual committed relationship for the season. Relationships sought during this time for both emotional and physical reasons. You know what I'm talking about. Emotionally, holidays are coming up when we have to go home to their families. And there are some single persons who feel lonely. Yeah. And different. Or even sad about not being coupled up. Physically, we are pack animals, and in the winter months, we had to spend time together, literally, for warmth. We did. So, here we have. We're getting ready to come into what? What's our first holiday? Halloween. And that's when we have our apple cider, right? And it's warm and it's cozy. all of those cozy things that we like. We all like it. And it gives us this warm, fuzzy feeling, right? But this person hasn't paid you any attention all summer. Labor Day, that's the first one, right? So that's the end of summer, right? So it's coming up soon. And we are starting to make plans. And it gets us in trouble every time. We want to make plans so that we don't have to go to this function alone. We will even sometimes, ladies, let's be real and shame the devil. Sometimes we will even pay for the excursion just so that we don't have to go by ourselves. We will, and we have, and they have. Now, not Miss Donna. Not Miss Donna. But there are those that will. You know what? I don't think I'm seeing good out of this eye. It's like this light is not bright enough or something. I'm going to turn this light on. Excuse me for just a second. Is that a little better? I don't know. It helped me just a little bit. But when we start to see these things, when we start to have persons that have shown us no interest all summer, we need to back up. And I've got more. So this is going to be a while. Because, see, we haven't even got to September 1 through the 30th, which is drafts. And October 1st through the 31st is tryouts. I have some interesting things for those. Vivian remembers. And then November 1 through the 30th is preseason. And we haven't even gotten to December, New Year's, or Valentine. Okay, way before tax season. So I hope you all will hang in here with me and get an idea of what I'm talking about. But in all of this, how we say what we say is important. How we say what we say is important. So if that person that has shown you no attention at all during the summer, I'd like for you to find your no. Thank you, no. And be mindful of how you say no. Because all no's or all rejection or all turn downs, it's not a one size fits all. You need to govern yourself accordingly. How long have you been in this relationship? Is this someone that you just met online in a dating app? Is it? Pastor Barnett? Or is it someone that you've been in a relationship for a few months? But nevertheless, how you say no is one thing. So let's just suppose we met this person online. Okay. And he really didn't. If he cannot write a complete sentence, can you only imagine how he would sound if you were conversing over the phone? So in that case, it's going to be okay to just say, to not respond. And I think that they call that ghosting. But it's not really ghosting. You just don't respond and move on. What you don't want to do is I think it's called breadcrumbing. Yes, breadcrumbing. What you don't want to say is spray perfume on some dung, and it is dung, and all the perfume is not going to make it any better, right? So, when you say, well, and you hem-haw, that makes that person think that they still have a chance with you. So you want to be honest. You want to be mindful. What if it were you that was being rejected? So my thing is, whatever I'm going to say, if what I'm about to say would hurt my feelings if I said it, then don't say it. Then don't say it. Dating apps. Because we blow smoke up each other's pant leg, up each other's dress, when we're typing, and we're just typing, and you don't really mean it. Let that person go nicely and move on. Bill, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And move on. Why would you want to entertain? This is just a rhetorical question that you can answer for yourself. Why would you want to entertain someone who has had absolutely no time for you all during the summer? You all have crossed each other's paths, but you have not even stopped to say hello. And now, as everybody is hooking up, everybody's finding their jockeying for that position, so that they can stay nice and warm and cuddly. And now we're down to the slim pickings. And that's where you are. They have not entertained you all summer. And now they come with some sly, slick sayings. You know, I've noticed you. I just been busy, baby. All of this malarkey. You know what I'm trying not to say. So you find your no. And until you have found your no, until you have your little to no conversation, yes, Vivian, I'm more valuable than that. And that's how they see you, as not being valuable at all. So now they're coming at you. You are amazing. And you deserve better. And no, you can't come here. Hey, Willie, how are you? It's so good to see my friend from South Carolina. Yeah. But you can't come with your slick tongue looking for a place to stay. No, not here. That's what we're not going to do. So we find how to say, thank you, no. Even if, and I want us to be honest. We want to be honest because we want honesty. Yeah, malarkey. You know what I was thinking, don't you, Vivian? Don't do it to me. But you know that's what I was thinking. Coming with malarkey, right? But I value myself more than that. To say, oh my goodness, he's looking at me now. No, not just no, but hell no. He hasn't noticed you all summer, and now he's not noticing you now. He just wants to be able to have a place. What did I say a hobosexual was? A hobosexual. Didn't I explain that to you? A hobosexual. No one falls in love quicker than someone without a place to lay their head nor lingers longer than a tax leech. They waiting for you to get your tax dollars in, income tax in. So be honest in what you're saying. Be honest. What was my quote? The thing is, when I wanted you, what? You didn't want me. And now that you want me, I don't want you. I guess neither of us got what we actually wanted. And you don't have to be loud, and you don't have to be brazen. You know, sometimes I've heard men say that we're not as gracious when we feel hurt or play, you know, as they would say, playing in my face. We're not as gracious. I would like for us to find our feminine side to say, thank you. I appreciate your interest. I appreciate your sentiments. But thank you, no. Say it out loud. I appreciate your sentiments. I appreciate that. But thank you, no. And turn and walk away. Turn and walk away. Leave them standing there with that. We're not. We are A players. We're not the leave-ins. We're not the leave-ins, the slim pickings. That's what we're not. Do you understand what I'm saying, ladies? You're worth so much more than to be a part of this game that's about to be played. And I just want, when we come back together, and I don't want to keep you too long, but when we come back together, tell me, are you starting to see some signs that they're scouting, and that this month is scouting season? You're going to hear the most bullshiggity, I like that, bullshiggity that you have ever heard, that you have ever in your whole life heard. And find it. And even write this down. I'm going to tell you again. The thing is, when I wanted you, you didn't want me. Now that you want me, I don't want you. And never lose your smile. Never lose your smile. I guess neither one of us got what we actually wanted. Because see, that person that's passed you by all summer, the woman that he wanted or the man that she wanted is with somebody else. I guess neither one of us got what we wanted. And now you coming to me. I'm the wrong person. I am the wrong person. And there was a scripture that I like. And I've got more as we go through the Sundays of talking about how to do our rejections, how to show appreciation and be honest and thank that person. Thank that person. But this one right here, this scripture, which was Matthew 7, 1 through 2. Matthew 7, 1 through 2. It says, do not judge and criticize. And I thought of this, I thought of even someone that comes to you that you think, oh my God, you would have to put a pork chop bone around his neck to have friends. That person has feelings. That person has feelings. So, how you say no, thank you, is important, because this scripture says, do not judge and criticize and condemn others unfairly with an attitude of self-righteous superiority, as though assuming the office of a judge, so that you will not be judged unfairly. For just as you hypocritically judge others when you are sinful and unrepentant, so will you be judged, and in accordance with your standard of measure used to pass out judgment, judgment will be measured to you. So, I think you understand what I'm saying. We don't have to be brutal. We don't have to say mean things, because it will come back to you. But we can also not forget that we are valuable. We are. Hey, Melvin, how are you? That we are valuable. And so, therefore, how we speak and how we present ourselves is of the utmost importance. So thank you for sitting with me tonight as we start in cuffing season and rejection. How do we reject and steal? And we can still even be friends sometimes. But how do we do that? So until next Sunday at 6 Pacific, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern for another taste of cuffing season. Until the next time, have an amazing evening. Good night.